4 words that changed my life and will forever change everybody's life. I know we got to get out of here. Just think about this though. Accessible, uninterrupted, compounding interest. You have one breadwinner. That breadwinner passed away. This woman now has a mortgage that she has to cover. If you got kids, you got regular incoming bills, car installments, all this stuff that has to be covered and taken care of. The sole provider gone. If you ain't got the proper mortgage protection policy structured, your family now ain't nobody gonna be able to manage nothing because there's no more income. That source is gone. There's no lump sum to replace that life that was there bringing value. We are our biggest asset, man.
And I think finances is the major part. I think that the reason why a lot in our culture our things are so down is because of lack of money. Like it's too much idle time.
If I want to be known for anything, mindset, finances. Your finances never dictate your mindset, but your mindset will always dictate your finances.
Welcome back to the Rob and Savage podcast. And look, got a special guest here, Darius.
What's up, man?
Bro, hey, he reached out to me, man. It was very humbling, man, getting that DM. And you told me a brief of everything you do. But before I say it, I want you to express to everybody who you are, where you're from, how old he is, everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no problem. And speaking of the DM, I appreciate you reaching out. You know what I'm saying? And like following back up because you send messages back, you don't never know how it's gonna work. So for even you to tap back in, but again, Darius Shavar, some people know me as Darius Mont, Darius Montgomery. But I'm a licensed financial professional here in Tennessee. Originally from Tennessee, born and raised. Originally from Carthage, Tennessee, by way of the Boogie. Shout out to Laverne. Went to high school and all my people from the Boogie for sure. But Tennessee boy. Graduated 2011.
Okay. You was out there with how to get some cross reference. The Bathers and them.
Yeah. Them the homies, man.
Janine.
Yep.
The twin sister. Yeah, I know.
Yep. Shout out to the Bathers, man. They that's family for real. Like GB. That's shout out to Big Bather, Big Garfield.
Brandon,
Pops. You know what I'm saying?
I played the TSU. It's crazy. I played the TSU with all 3 of the brothers.
Yeah, you come with all 3.
Justin
at the same
and
time.
Andrew.
Yeah, man. Family full of athletes, bro. You would have never saw it, but like that. And it's important because that era we talking about, right? Like being from, and we talked about it before the podcast, but being from Tennessee and seeing the growth that the state has, because it's the state, because it's been in Memphis, Chattanooga, the state as a whole, the growth over the past 5 to 10 years, man, it's amazing. And like seeing all the people again from the past that has went on and do more things from Laverne, from TSU, like it's amazing. So I'm just here to try to leave my little, do my little 2-step and what it is, what we do on the financial side.
I had my days out there. I'm from there. I went to Whites Creek though, but we used to love going out to Laverne for other reasons. But but yeah, man. So okay, from Cartilage, by the way of Laverne.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Cartilage, Big C-Town. I graduated 2011, but I'm 30, man. Only just turned 30 last year. I'll be 31 this year.
But that makes sense. My little brother, he born in 91, but he came out of high school in 09, and he 32.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. So our probably in school. Me and your brother same age. Somewhere in that. I feel like if you was in high school with somebody, y'all slid kind of in that same little bracket. Like if y'all spent them 4 years overlapping somewhere or another, we can network and talk together. You know what I'm saying?
Because you barely missed me when you was in 8th grade when I graduated.
Oh, see, that close.
That close.
But man, that's amazing, bro.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So, grew up in Laverne. Yep. What college you went to, man? If you went to college,
Man, I went to college briefly, man. I went to Motlow for a little bit. Transferred, went to MTSU for a while.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And then it was cool while we was there. I went to school, but I ain't staying in school. So we in the process of finishing up degree and stuff now. But at this point, and I guess we can kind of, in my story, college is expensive. So if ain't no sense in going and wasting no money if you don't know how you gonna make your bread back.
Man, look.
That's just my philosophy. You know what I'm saying? So now, me and my wife, going back, but now I know what I'm gonna use it for.
Okay.
So it makes sense. But yeah, that was my story with college though.
Okay. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You got the story, you're gonna finish it. So that's all good. So you navigating through life. College, it was there for you.
Yeah.
But you can tap back in with it. What was your next move, bro?
Man, I've been in music and in the creative space since my whole life really, but started taking it seriously like 2000 after I graduated, like 2011.
Which genre?
And hip hop, R&B. I done wrote some country stuff. I done wrote some rock stuff. I done went on tour with, well, yeah, I think they're still together. They're a rock band. So just music, man, like all of it. Like got homies that play jazz. I'm just a fan of good music. There's only two kinds of music: good music and bad music. I'm on the good side. You know?
Okay. That's good, man. So that's your passion.
Oh man, for sure. That's what got me. It gave me the passion to do everything I'm doing now. Everything the skills that I've learned from being in music, making music. You know, you're talking about vocal patterns, how to speak up, like demand a room, right? Being an MC, like all those skills and traits. I tell my wife all the time, like God was preparing me, put me through little different things to put me where I am now. So yeah, I'm super grateful. Yeah, music is always my first love.
That's real, man. Yeah, I'm glad you put that God reference in there, man. I think God put I always say this to myself. He put the hardest thing on the strongest soldiers.
100%.
So he knew that you're gonna come through that fire, through that. And good, and music was that avenue to really get you out and get you more vocal.
Yeah.
Because I say the same thing with football, man. Like football made me a people person.
Man,
because I was like before that, I was kind of closed in. This whole light skin thing, definitely growing up in the hood. I like, but football, it's a brotherhood, and I kind of became myself within that, and then afterwards, just use those skills in everyday life.
Yeah, it's amazing how those relationships go over. Because talking about the Bathers, right? That's how I got linked in with them through football. Believe it or not, we played ball together in high school. So like that kept me out of the stuff that I was going towards. And then after high school, I was like, I don't want to go play JUCO. What I'm gonna do? Okay, I love music, but like you said, football giving me that discipline and that mindset to really think and be a self-starter and work with a team. That's why football is always my favorite. It's 11 pieces on the field. It's a lot of moving pieces. You got to be able to be a leader and a team player at the same time.
Right.
And it don't get talked about a lot, it's a true skill, man, for sure.
No, it's real, man. I mean, like you said, it's brotherhood. The Bathers, man. I know Jeremy, they do the tattoos.
Yeah.
QP, Quentin Patton. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, I know what you mean by that, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so you navigating through life. Music is in your forefront. I gotta know though, man. How'd you get into the whole financial world though?
Man, so believe it or not, doing music, and it's a cliche, but I'm gonna ask you, right? So what is the one thing that artists have a hard time with? Like, what is that cliche that comes with an artist?
To be honest, they finances, like they mismanagement.
You're a starving artist.
And I can say this kind of even in not just in the music world. I'm gonna just stick with in the black culture world. We have big issues with managing our money.
Man,
nobody's teaching us, to our white counterparts. They have these things in place, or they have greater examples than what we have. Like, including like myself, like my dad was always a good worker, provider, but struggled with when it came to money.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that.
Yeah, it's a conversation, man, and it all started with a conversation. So before I got into doing finances, I'm a licensed real estate agent too. Okay. So like I had a mentor. So without me doing music, I ended up starting my family, right? Me and my wife. Shout out to you, baby. I love you. I got two girls. I got an 8-year-old. I got a 2-year-old. So whenever I had my first daughter, the mind had to shift, right? So I love my music for sure. Don't get me wrong, it's a passion. But once you start, intent is a very real thing. So once you have a passion that you love, but the intention changes, it changes the passion.
Right.
So instead of me sacrificing the intent on why I want to do my music, like trying to go get a bag, focused on that, I had to find something else. So in the process of doing that, I worked a job. I worked at Bridgestone for a good 6 years, just figuring it out. Like, what am I going to do? I found real estate. I had a good mentor, and she introduced me, said you would be great. So I studied, passed the test, did all that stuff, got my license. In the process of that, it unlocked a whole new world for me, bro. Like, understanding that at the age of 18, a person, if you ain't got no criminal record, none of that, you can get a license to go start selling assets. Whether that be real estate, like I said, what I do, whole life insurance, it's an asset. You can start selling, bonds, stocks, all that. You just got to get a license for it at the age of 18. Nobody told me that. Nobody ever told me that.
I think it's a cultural problem, and it's putting us behind the 8-ball, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we said off air, man, even the struggles in with my own family, with an elder in my family not having life insurance. We dropped the ball. But you know, and granted, we dropped the ball. It's been plenty of assets. We got Google. We could have been searching some stuff, but we just didn't have that urgency to look.
It's a conversation, man. Like if you don't come up, and for a long time, right, coming up, my people, my pops, my mom, like everybody's like, we don't talk about finances. Like you got everything you need.
Religion, politics, and finance. We don't
talk about that at the kitchen table. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the difference is you're talking about culturally, right? Mm-hmm. Majority of cultures are having those three topics are the topic of the dinner conversation. Because outside of, let's be honest, right? We grown ass men. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry for cussing, you know what I'm saying? But we grown men, right? Those three things are really the most important, and for myself, are the foundation of my life. Mm-hmm. What I believe in spiritually, politics wise, how you gonna move with it on a local level, what you stand on, right? Because it's all on morals and finances. It's the foundation of every person's life as an adult. Why are we not having these conversations about it? It's exposure, man.
It's exposure. I think, to speak on the younger black man side, I think that when it comes to our black women counterparts are more mature when it comes to the money management, especially in the younger age.
Oh, 100%.
I think we just trying to get money just to get some women at the time.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
So and I really feel like that's a black thing because of every other race. Even though white boys party, Mexicans party, but they still make sure that they got the bag.
They got their bag squared away.
We trying to outdo the next person
now,
to get that.
To an extent, because some of them, I done had some stories with some Caucasian counterparts of mine that would run it up. You feel me? But like you said, they woman will be the one managing it. So I think it's, and this is just me speaking, right? I got two girls. Women, they mature faster than us. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to, and again, every case is different, but in my situation, my wife she manages. Like she literally manages. She knows time, boom, boom, boom. That's what she does. We run our life like a business. You know what I'm saying? Because we run a business together. But you got to know how to delegate. Sometimes it's the women, sometimes it's the man, but especially when we're talking about like side to side relationships. So in that, I tell everybody manage your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how we can avoid that, because at the end of the day, everybody got their strengths and their weaknesses. But if that person leave, what you gonna do?
That's true.
You know.
Hey, that's a good quote right there.
Yeah, it's important, especially when it comes to what we do with life insurance, man. Because again, going back to it, man, we talk to get the bag, right? Mm-hmm. The wife, the woman, whether she manages it or not, if she's there being a part of it, I see it happen all the time. Most time, older family, right? You have one breadwinner. That breadwinner pass away. This woman now has a mortgage that she has to cover. If you got kids, you got regular incoming bills, car installments, all this stuff that has to be covered and taken care of. The sole provider gone. If you ain't got the proper mortgage protection policy structured, your family now, ain't nobody gonna be able to manage nothing because there's no more income. That source is gone. There's no lump sum to replace that life that was there bringing value. We are our biggest asset, man. And a lot of people, and going back to conversation, we're talking about the black community, bro, we weren't told that we were valuable.
Right.
Like outside of you ain't playing sports or entertainment. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, us as individuals were never taught, regardless of what you do. Mm-hmm. When you are born into this world, you come out with value.
Right.
You come out with value. Man. And on a technical side, right, we're going to be technical about the paper.
Okay.
You can start insuring a child from 14 days old.
Yes.
So, if everybody knew, this is clip it up, whatever, right? At the age of 14 days, whether you got a kid, little brother, whatever, that person from 14 days on can now get life insurance. Now has value to a system.
He dropping gems.
But this is stuff you know. If you don't realize how valuable you are, you ain't gonna place no dollar amount on it because you don't think you got that much value. But if somebody tells you, "Hey man, your ideas, bro, what y'all doing with this podcast, bro, it's got value in it. Y'all know it's got value in it already. So the power structure is different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I get to talking, man. I get excited.
Bro, you good. That's what we want, man. Because we need the knowledge to get out. We need to start breaking some generational curses. And I think finances is the major part. I think that the reason why a lot in our culture our things are so down is because of lack of money. Like it's too much idle time. And they can corrupt the mind.
You said idle time?
Idle time.
Yeah.
Because like if you ain't got no bread, you really just hang around chilling and you start getting curious and doing other things you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I think the corruption is that we think there is a lack of money, and it's really not.
It's money management.
Yeah. That's really all it is. So I think that even says it in the Bible. It's just like, it's not the fact that money, you know, you see a verse or a quote like, "Oh, money is the root of all evil."
Right.
It's the love of money.
Right.
Money is evil.
Right.
So I think we just got it backwards. And I think in the black culture too, we see that, we think somebody with money or somebody who's rich and, you know, got, you know, wealth and all this stuff, like they're evil, or they done some evil act or thing to get it, or it's just demonic. Like, oh yeah, he got his bag the demonic way. He
done sold his soul.
Right, yeah, the famous phrase. But nah, a lot of the time it's just like, nah, they took a time to learn a valuable skill, and now they just up.
They just up.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And plus too, it starts in the mind too. The way you even see money.
Exactly
I think the biggest issue that we have it's just our outlook on it. To be honest, it's just literally our point of view. It's just our mindset.
It's all perspective. It is all. And so even like on social media, right? For the past probably the last 4 years, right? I've been doing Notes to Self. And what Notes to Self started was I was in a real dark place, like transitioning. I told you a little bit about my life from the music to that was my passion to what am I going to do next, right? Those transitional periods was probably some of the hardest stuff I've ever been through, right? Outside of, you know, us going full time, like me and wife do this full time. Like this is what we do all day, every day. We're helping clients having these conversations, right? But in the midst of that, I had to find something to lift myself up, right? Like, so I started doing, Note to Self, talking to myself in the camera, selfie mode, like, hey, bro, you good. Keep pushing, like little daily things. And it became a thing, right? People was like, hey, bro, that's cool. Started looking forward to it. And it was cool. It was great. And so, but that to say, like what we were talking about earlier, I had to prepare myself to get here. If I didn't do that mental work, like if I didn't prepare myself, like if I want to be known for anything, mindset, finances. Your finances never dictate your mindset, but your mindset will always dictate your finances. 100%. 100%. And like that's people like we talk about, oh yeah, we got to get money. We need more money. No, we need more money understanding. Because money is, bro, y'all been on Instagram. If you want to know how to go get a bag, bro, go to somebody's page and I promise you something going to pop up. Hey, we can show you how to get this business credit. You can get $100,000 in business credit. That's cool, but what you going to do with that $100,000? Like that's...
Since you got a poor mindset, it's going to go straight to the garbage. I'm going to go car, house, clothes. All money go straight to the garbage, straight to the trash.
And now you got to pay on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't do nothing to generate. And so like, we teach my daughter now, and it starts with a kid. Tell you, if you got kids, it's like, bro, start early. Money is nothing but a tool. Yeah. That's all money is. It shouldn't be no emotion attached to it. Like you was talking about the Bible, right? The love of money is the root of all evil. That love, that emotion, if anything provokes an emotion from you, it controls you. It has some kind of control or something over you. When a baby cries, the mother hears that because it's a sense. So whenever money creates some kind of emotion inside of you and causes a reaction, it's too close. Whether it's a lot of it or there ain't none of it. Because you can't, bro, I promise you, I tell people this all the time. Broke is here.
Yes.
Bro, we in transition. What you mean? Like, I don't care how much is in my bank, we in transition. Because I know, all right, even when I get this bread, it ain't my bread because I got to put it back into the business because I got to keep generating where the bread came from. The more money I put into it, the more money I get out. But that means I got to put more money into it. But if you ain't got nothing to put the bread into, it stops. It's a cycle.
What's wild, that's not wild, but it's crazy to say that, man. Like, that's how I've been navigating. Like, you know, we ain't rich yet. Yeah. But we walk around here like, it's there.
Damn right.
You know, and then it's crazy when you do that, things manifest. Like
they come to you.
Man,
they don't know where to go.
To open up with you a little bit, we have now, to Candace's credit, 4 locations that we can do the podcast at.
That's amazing.
And not a dime is getting spent because we walk in that and talking and using network, putting work behind it, using your mouthpiece.
Yep.
I learned through our white counterparts years ago, that was about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, the beauty of networking.
Bro, that's the game right there.
Man, I did not know. But it goes back to also I said about the people skills of football.
Bro.
If I didn't have that, man.
You got to find something else. You got to learn how to work on computers or something.
Right, because like you said, you had a transition.
Yep.
My transition from football to this was, man, I had some nights where I didn't cry, but I was like, damn, I said, what you going to do? You know, how you going to talk? Like, that was my identity.
Yeah.
So, but I just said, you know what, I don't cry over it. Let me use those skills I learned from that teamwork, being accountable, and put that towards anything that I'm trying to go towards at the time.
That's it.
And I had a spark that said, Rob, you need to get in front of voices. You need to be a voice for people and use your face. And that's why the podcast talk came up, and boom. But now we got you, because me and Candace going to embark into a lot of stuff this year. We need to talk to you on some financial things,
bro.
Man.
For sure, bro. And that's what we do, bro, all day. Conversations, and I tell people, right, we do first 25 in a month, right? Like we do policy reviews. Like it's not gonna cost you nothing, like just to have a conversation, right? And we're always open to conversations. Book an appointment, bro. We'll have a conversation, because if we don't start having the conversations with anybody, and outside of here, bro, like families, bro, have the conversation. Like what does this look like if you're not here no more? And the thing is that I want everybody to walk away with, bro, life insurance is just not about death. You know what I mean? It's life insurance. You're supposed to live through it. So if we help our clients do 3 things: protect, secure, and grow their bread. Okay. Right? We got 3 sectors that we focus in. 1, retirement. Everybody, we're talking forward projection, right? What you want your life to look like at 50, 60. You still want to be doing podcasts. You still want to be recording content, help people get better with content. These are thoughts that you have to have, right? Outside of that, we focus on growth and debt cancellation. If you're trying to get to the retirement, how we gonna grow some bread for you? How can we get that working? What is your debt situation looking like? Is that let's start talking about it. What are you paying? What are the minimums? What's extra, right? We go through that. And then we got the right now, the life and asset protection. So while we're working to get to the retirement, we're working to get this debt. Who's gonna be affected if you're not here right now? And so with that, we like to move our clients forward, because if we're thinking about retirement, you gotta go. You got something you want to do, something you want to work for. Okay, cool. What are those road what are those things in the road? You gotta fix some potholes. You feel me? The city gotta fix something right now. Let me tell you, that snow.
Man,
listen,
killed it.
We was in the Bourbon yesterday. Boom, boom. I'm like, listen, I don't like that. But to say, it's some patches, some stuff we gotta patch up. We gotta get rid of some debt, whatever that is. But in the process of that, you want to make sure the vehicle that you're taking from here to here is covered and everything's good. That way, the people that are either in the car with you or behind you, they can still get to that same path.
Well, what are 3 things, man, that I'm gonna put you on the spot with this?
Okay.
That people can take home with this information and start applying day one when it comes to life insurance or just their financial walk. What's the number one? I want 3, but what's the first one you will say that, okay, what's the first step of me making sure I got life insurance on myself, my kids, even my elderly family members? Like I mentioned earlier about my mom, my granny, we should have had that. Yeah. What's the step that we should have known to do that?
The first, I would have to go with the first step, right, is where y'all gotta have a conversation, right? Whether it be start with you, of course, because you, like going back to earlier, you got to take care of your own stuff. So take care of yourself first, right? Be that first person in the family, or be that first person in the friend group that is like, man, you know what? I'm gonna schedule a consultation. I saw this dude on the podcast. His name was Darius. We're gonna find out what they do, whatever, right? Or whoever it is, because I advocate this for anybody, bro. Like, go find somebody, have a conversation. Like, hey, I heard about this life insurance. What is it? How does it work? Somebody has to be that first person, right?
True.
But after that first conversation's had, that second, third, fourth is easy. So the first thing I would have to say is you'll have a conversation with preferably a professional, because your cousin may not know everything about life insurance and may hook you up with somebody who, you know what I'm saying, didn't do, it ain't nothing against your cousin, but he just don't know. Like, it's stuff I didn't know until I got license.
Money, it's car insurance.
Bro, like, listen, what? You know what I'm saying? Or you done bought some accidental death, but if you don't die in an accident, what's going to happen?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's cheap, though. So, like, talk to a licensed professional. That would be the first thing. Start that conversation.
Okay, start a conversation with a licensed professional. Okay. What's number 2?
Number 2 is know what you're getting. Right, we talked about it briefly before the show, but like, know the difference between a term policy, a whole life policy, and a universal life policy. Those are all 3 different vehicles that do 3 different things. So know the difference between those going in, or if not, just know whoever you asking, a financial professional should explain the difference between those 3. If not, you should probably get out from where you are or get them at your house, because they trying to put you on something that you may not, you know what I mean? You don't know what it is. You can't do nothing if you ain't educated. So
that's true.
For sure.
Tell us what those differences are, if you don't mind.
Those differences? Okay. So just short and simple, just real quick. Term, of course, it's term. It's only for a certain amount of time. So, it's cheap. Majority of the time, they say buy term, save the rest. Majority of the times people don't save the rest, right? Like say buy term, invest the rest, save the rest, whatever. It's a different way. It's only for a short period of time. 10, 20, 30 years, whatever it may be. All right. Your whole life is for whole life, right? We're talking, that's where it's more expensive, but you got more perks, right? So, and then you got your universal life, which is a combination of the two. All right, so that universal life, majority of the times you see at the IULs they talk about online, stuff like that. Those are what's called universal life. It's a hybrid between a term and a whole life with some investment options. So if you want to get into S&P, things like that, you can get life insurance that's structured to give you the protection, right? It's still life insurance, so you ain't got to share in all the downs, and that's another thing. Perk of life insurance is insurance.
Good info right here.
Yeah, so protect your bread. Even I got homies that trade and do all that. Like, it's a risk mitigation tool, right? We getting terms into the technology and into the terminology, right? Life insurance is a risk mitigation tool, meaning we're going to mitigate your risk. So if you're trading, you making money in the stock market, why not have something that's growing for you securely that you don't have to worry about gambling, because it's all risk mitigation. We're gonna make sure we get it protected and out of the way. So those are the quick rundowns. There's more details, but that's a quick overview for the three to get you thinking,
That makes sense. And what's that final piece, man, that you can bunker on in when it comes to making the right choice with the life insurance?
You know what? And this is something that when I learned it, it made me mad for a couple of days. Like, for real, you ever got new information? You like, bro, and people knew it for like 100 years. It's a 100-year-old business, and
holding it back from
bro, make your head hurt. Life insurance is unlimited, meaning there's no rule that limits you to how many life insurance policies you can own.
I didn't know that. I thought it's just a one-time thing. Now, well, I'm glad you said that. But I would ask, is it true that people kind of can tap into their life insurance, or they say they want to use that that lump sum for something else? Like I want to tap into that money.
For sure.
And they do it all the time,
bro. Like it's so, and that's again one of the. So we're talking about the three pods that we work in, right? That will be more the middle pod, right? We're talking about debt, and we're talking about growth and security, right? So. You got bread you want it to grow. If you can put your money somewhere, say small numbers, right? We'll do $1,000, right? You put $1,000 somewhere. You take that $1,000 to the bank, and you put it there. You want to get it out. How much money's left in the bank? You take your $1,000 in. Like, hey, bank, we'll do it like this. I need to borrow $800 of that $1,000 I just put in. Boom. Here you go, Mr. Rob.
Right.
You got $800. How much is left in the bank? $200. That $200 is what's growing and still getting the bank's interest rate. All right, same scenario. You got a life insurance policy that you like. I want to put $1,000 in this, right? And everybody's different. It all depends on your age, sex, your lifestyle, right? But what happens is you now pay the cost of insurance, the fees associated with that, whatever, every month. But you take that $1,000 in. All right, man. You know what? I need that $1,000 back. Hey, insurance company, y'all got any cash value accumulated? Policy structure, right? Say we'll give you access to $700-800. Will that be all right? Yeah, that's cool. Boom. How much money do you think is still growing in a life insurance policy?
Oh, they didn't tax interest and everything on it then.
Bro, your $1,000 is still growing like you never touched it. Now you got the $7 to go do whatever you want with. So now, only thing you have to do, you got two options. One, you can chop down the money tree and run off. Like, I don't need that no more, and never pay it back. Two, you can pay yourself interest back on the money that you borrowed from yourself while your money's still growing. Yeah. Yeah. Interest. And 4 words that changed my life and forever change everybody's life. I know we got to get out of here. Just think about this, though. Accessible, uninterrupted, compounding interest. Yeah, man.
Bro, you didn't gave out some info that I'm gonna even take heed on, because I knew a little bit, but they know to a certain extent. But I know the audience, man, can really grasp this. We're gonna pump this like
man, for
like
sure.
It needs to. But I love that piece about how you can tap into the one that you already borrowed from yourself,
and you're paying yourself back, and the money's growing at a rate it's better than the banks.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask what was the rate?
It just depends. Depends on the company, what you want to do. Like some, and so the difference between my wife and I, we're brokers. And shout out to our mentors, our partners at Simple Options Agency, right? Galen and Michelle Ware, bro. Let me tell you, they out of Atlanta. They changed our life. Like the stuff, the knowledge, the reason I'm able to sit here so confidently and to talk about this and be so passionate about it is because the game and the wisdom that was given to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's all this is. We just gonna keep passing it because that's the only way to do it. But like them two, like really taught us everything we know, like everything. And so when it comes to like what you were talking about, right? It's so many options. The difference between a broker and an agent works for a company, right? Whatever insurance, microphone insurance, right? That's who the agent works for. We're brokers. We got partnerships with that company, and that company. So depending on what you need will depend on everybody. Everybody's pockets are different. Everybody's lifestyles are different. Some people got kids and won't cover. Some people don't. So we are for the clients. We work for our clients. Right. Like, hey, what do you need? How can we help you? Everybody's situation is different, but it also allows us the ability to evolve with our clients, right? If you got that person just at that company, if that company don't have a product for you, they ain't gonna be able to sell it to you. They're not gonna be able to get you what you need. So now it allows us to grow with our clients, right? Yeah, we set you up on this time, but something can happen. You could have a death in the family and you get a lump sum and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. What do I need to do? Okay. Well, first calm down. let's talk about what do you need right now? What can we do? You know, and so it allows us, like those 3-step processes we talked about before. Majority of our clients are not in just one of those. So it's because it's life. It's a process to go through all that. It's gonna take some steps to get from where you are now to where you're gonna retire. It's a process. But that's what we want our clients to understand too. It's a process.
That's real. I mean, hey, step by step. I mean, bro, one thing about the podcast, man, I know we have a different variety of different guests. Yeah. But I have a light shining on us that we want to make sure we can get this information out to as many people as we can. Yeah. You know, I'm very pro-black, but I'm willing to help out anybody. Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Just being a tree branch to everybody else. And this information you just put out, man, bro, like you gonna save some lives off this, man. Just because of appreciate it. Of the knowing. And there's a lot of people out here who's hungry for knowledge too, bro. Like I say this when I have a conversation with my dad. I said it is a big difference between your generation and mine. I said we hungrier than y'all. Y'all might have been more wiser though. Yeah. But we just more hungry. We going out and get it. Y'all went out and got it with your hands. We starting to use this up here now.
Yeah, that's the and you know I'm glad that you speak on that, bro, because it's the newest revolution. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like for real, like they, you know, Gil Scott said it's not gonna be televised, right? But it's really happening before our eyes, bro. I saw a stat the other day: 40% of the new investors in the market are African American males. Like, let's go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like these conversations about like really getting into, because here's the thing.
But to be real with you, we've been in it. They've been trying to just,
you know what I'm saying? Make it seem like it depends on where you conversations. You know what I'm saying? What conversations are you having with certain people, and like what rooms are you being wise to and being in? Like God rest his soul, man. My great uncle, he was in the stock market early, but he was an educator. You know what I'm saying? So he you understand, again, it's all
your
about,
story kind of like mine, bro.
It's
like
about conversations.
My mom's sister's widow, I don't know how you supposed to say it, he died. Yeah.
She became a widow.
She became a widow. She's remarried now, but that's the first black man in my life I knew who even did anything with stocks and bonds. From the 90s, 80s, I'm like, what? And he was doing so good because he was in the Navy for a long time as a pilot, and then he worked at FedEx down in Memphis as a pilot. But he got into the stocks and bonds, man, and made a killing. Believe it or not, bro, me and my little brother and his kids, my first cousin, we met Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan in the 90s. We went to a golf tournament down there in Memphis at the FedEx.
Bro, at their prime, and like when you talk about like conversations, and that's why it's so important that it starts with the conversation, because if he would have never had that conversation to get that knowledge he got for the first time with the stocks, like, bro, you wouldn't have met Tiger and MJ at a golf tournament. And listen, I want to hear that story. At the camera, I know we got to go, bro, but I got to hear that story.
I wish I had a phone. Look, man, it's true story.
And look, full circle, back to if we would have had a phone, an accessible camera back then.
I can tell you the year and date, 1998. Man. It was like right before my birthday, was in September. He had called my mom, well, my auntie called my mom. tell Junior and Jones we want to come get them and go to this golf tournament. And this is when Tiger Woods just came out too.
So he was fresh.
He's fresh. He young. He's then a teenager.
Oh man.
But Michael, we all know he's an avid golfer. You know,
Yeah.
and Memphis got the big the U.S. Open goes through Memphis.
Yeah.
So we went down there, bro, and yes, it happened, bro. Like, but he was able to do that because he had friends in that stock and the stocks and bonds market, and they gave him some free tickets.
Cause these are probably a write-off for them. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
like
these tickets $2,500 a piece back then.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like once you, and that's the thing that, you know, I want everybody to think, because this is the season of the entrepreneur, right? Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. That's great, and it's amazing. You gotta have that spirit, but you gotta have that dog too, because it's competition out here for sure, 100%. And but if you focus on just finding that thing to put the money that you're gonna go get these credit loans for, right? Find a way to put that money in that thing and self-generate, bro. Focus on yourself and build it, but everybody gonna come.
Oh yeah,
everybody gonna come, man. And then we can start going to golf tournaments, and then we gonna right. It's a business trip. We got business to talk about in Miami.
That's why, you know, with the podcast, we're gonna sit down with you. The LLC coming quick.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
And then we're going to write some things off.
And listen, businesses can do a lot of things that regular people can too. We talking about entities. We ain't going to get too much in the, you know what I'm saying? That's part 2. We can't give you everything
part 2
for free.
The EIN number.
Yeah, hey, for real. We going to need that.
Man, look, man. Bro, I'm glad you came on, man. We got to have a part 2.
Man, for sure.
That's
Anytime.
a must. That's a must. Where can the people find you, bro? What's your social media handles? Your website?
Yeah, for sure. So social media, at Darius, Darius, Shavar, Shavar. That's Instagram, everywhere really. DariusShavar.com. I try to make it simple, man.
That's simple.
And that is, bro. And you know, if you in there happen to be, man, reach out, and we got go to those places. You'll find some information. Email finance@DariusShavar.com. It's super simple. So find me on Instagram, Facebook, all those good places, man, and I'll have links to everything there. And again, big shout out to my partners, Simple Options Agency. Would not be doing this without y'all, for real. And the whole team, you know, down there. We moving across the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Man. So we working hard, and we really here to change the narrative, bro, about everything that people thought they knew about finances and ways to go get it. Because there's ways to do it in a safe and secure way.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna add some on that to that, man. Like, also, when we cut this up, in the DMs or in the comments, please, you know, reach out. If you got any kind of questions, I'm gonna direct you straight to them. Yeah. I'm also big on like combining things. I mean, you ever heard of my boy Marcus Johnson?
Marcus. Why does that name sound familiar?
He has his own financial literacy company. I like to introduce y'all to, man. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Y'all make a power team, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
He's coming on the podcast too.
I would love to sit down and have that, because it's all about, and even with us, so my wife and I, we have a nonprofit as well. Shout out to Artist Perspective. Find us there, AIP.works, AIP.works. But with the kids, man, and like in the whole community as a whole, right? We start teaching, like, I'm teaching my daughter this at 8. We teaching kids this like right now, like understanding that, you know, money is a tool. It's not nothing to be like, whoa, about, bro, use it. Mm-hmm. And these just little things about your partner doing financial literacy. So yeah, we definitely got to talk about that, because it's, you know, shit, we can all work together, bro. That's what it's all about.
It was crazy. I didn't like the same person. He got a musical background.
For real.
And then he just segued into the whole money management, man.
Man,
so, yeah.
and shout out to him, and shout out to you too, bro, because a lot of people don't understand how hard it is going from a passion and like not having that anymore, or not doing it anymore. Like, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. I probably wish we had more time, because I want to dive back, because you said something earlier, bro, and it took me back to them times, right? Mm-hmm. To where, like, when we had to do that. But like, for you to be where you are now, doing what y'all are doing in here right now, bro, it's not. I know how hard that shit is, bro. And again, sorry for cuss. I cuss sometimes.
No,
just people like, oh, he's not professional.
Yeah,
I don't care about all that. Like, this is how I move. Look, for real, I tell my clients, bro.
Candace cuss me out all the time.
See, bro, if I can't be honest with you with who I am, how I expect you to be honest with me when it comes to we looking at it? Finances is an intimate thing. You know what I'm saying? My clients are clients for life.
Well, you know what? We need to start making it more intimate in our culture.
Yeah, 100%.
We kind of laissez-faire with it. We'll get it back.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can do that, but like, if you're gonna do it, it needs to be in a structured, proper way, like where you know you gonna get it back, cause you got something coming in, you can write it out, something. But you just gotta put more thought into it and make sure it's if you gonna throw it away the right way. So it's
That's
coming
been the
back.
key word of this interview.
Make it a boomerang.
Yeah, make it a boomerang.
Make it a
right.
boomerang. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna throw it, make it a boomerang. Make sure it come
You're
back
right,
to
though,
you.
man.
So yeah, it's important, but bro, hats off to you from transitioning, bro. I'm proud of you. I'm only because this is just the beginning. Like I love seeing growth, and like I'm obsessed with it. Talking about mindset development, all that type of, I love it. And y'all are having the right conversations here on your platform. So I'm honored to come back whenever y'all are having, man, for sure.
Hey, y'all here, man. Look, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, y'all stay tuned.